Here are 4 mutants who can warp reality, making them 4 of the strongest mutants ever. Starting off the list, we have one of the most notoriously powerful mutants ever, Franklin Richards, the son of Reed Richards and Susan Storm. Even as a child, Franklin Richards possessed vast reality warping powers, being able to create miniature universes under the blankets after he was supposed to be sound asleep. Growing up, Franklin Richards created different dimensions for him and his friends to play in. Before he was even a teenager, he was fighting against Celestials, making their attacks harmless and pushing them back and out of his mind. Adult Franklin Richards was on a whole other level. He's no longer just pushing the Celestials back, but straight up throwing hands with them. He was able to domesticate and claim the world-eating Galactus as his herald after breathing life back into him. Franklin Richards' reality warping is on a completely different level and probably the second strongest on this list. The next mutant is the strongest on this list. Jean Grey is by far the strongest mutant to ever exist, the embodiment of one of the strongest cosmic entities, the Phoenix Force. The Phoenix and Jean Grey are one. Base form Jean Grey is still an Omega-level mutant and not a pushover whatsoever, but when she is one with the Phoenix, she becomes nothing less than a goddess. With the Phoenix Force, she can rewrite reality easily and, like Franklin Richards above, can reignite a dying star. Phoenix Force Jean Grey can never die as the Phoenix controls creation and destruction, and every Phoenix host will go back to the White Hot Room. The strongest version of Jean Grey is the White Phoenix of the Crown. In this form, she is an omnipotent being capable of warping reality to do anything she wants, including destroying and creating universes. In the most recent Rise of the Power of X storyline, Jean Grey becomes the most powerful mutant by absorbing every mutant soul from the waiting room across the multiverse, allowing her to imbue every mutant with the power of the Phoenix Force, connecting all the mutants to herself and the Phoenix Force. She is the pinnacle of mutant power at this point, and by far the strongest mutant to ever exist. Next, we have the mutant who sees reality as strings and can pull or tug on those strings to change the reality at a quantum level around him. Jamie Braddock, the oldest brother of the Braddock siblings, consisting of the powerful Psylocke. The Monarch King is an Omega-level mutant capable of warping the reality around him to do things like manipulate time. He was able to split the timeline, resulting in pocket dimensions for each timeline he split. His powers are so vast that a single tug on one of the quantum strings he sees could have a domino effect that ripples and changes even more of reality than what people expect. With his powers, he can easily reform himself and teleport around. He was even able to resurrect his sister, and not only that, but enhance her as well, giving her reality warping abilities on par to another reality warping mutant called Proteus, and the ability to be immune to telepathic attacks. Jamie is definitely one of the stronger reality warping mutants, and the way that his powers work is so interesting, just being able to pull on strings to change reality. How could I not include the son of the incredibly powerful Charles Xavier on this list? Legion, or David Haller, is an Omega-level mutant that possesses reality warping powers as a byproduct of his actual mutant ability called power manifestation. Legion suffers from multiple personality disorder, but with each personality he can develop a new mutant ability, and there is no limit to how many personalities he can have, so there is no limit to his potential, making him one of the strongest mutants to exist. A few of his personalities can warp reality, such as the origamist, a sumo wrestler who can fold space and manipulate reality, or the more well-known Moira personality that created Age of X, an entire storyline and dimension. Another one of his powerful reality warping personalities is the Weaver, his most powerful personality as it can rewrite reality by reweaving it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below.